2013, as we are now joined by our Matthew Schnetti. And Matthew, I know that you've seen some incredible moments in that stadium when it comes to the postseason, and you're going to get to that. But first, some breaking news when it comes to the rosters today.
Absolutely. If you're looking at the Alouettes, Pierre Lestage is out on the offensive line. Des Holmes comes in for him. Sean Lemon is out. That just is breaking right now. And as for the Ticats, Jonathan Moxey is dealing with a personal matter. He's out, so Quavian Smith is coming in. That's all your administrative stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about today. This place opened in 2014. East Final was that November. I was here when Brandon Banks returned 2 touchdowns. I was standing on these sidelines. And the second one that he ran back, as he was running past me, the ground was shaking. In 2019, the Ticats were having an historic season, and it was Dane Evans who was leading them in that East Final. And I interviewed him, actually, his father, during the game. I was sitting up there next to him, and you couldn't hear a word he was saying. It gets that loud in here. In 6 playoff games inside Hamilton Stadium, there have been 8 either time count violations or procedure penalties. That's how loud it can get in here. And for the first time since 2018, Bo Levi Mitchell is back on Division Final weekend. First time the Ticats are hosting the Division Final since 2019. I know you're not going to pump your own tires about the season that you've had, so I'm going to ask you about your team. How have they gotten you back to Division Final weekend?
Man, just full team football, right? Complimentary football at all times. Just being around the right guys, having the right guys in the room, and that has a lot to do with Ted Gavaya, Scott, getting the right guys in there, and man, we just been riding with each other.
You ready?
You know I'm ready.
Any advice for Davis Alexander? He's a young man. I know you like the way he wins. I'm talking to him right now. You want me to take any advice to him?
Yeah, not at all. Just throw it to black and gold.
Locked in. Good luck, Bo. Now, the Ticats do have a scouting report on Davis Alexander. And what's that scouting report? Well, the Alouettes offense, defense, and special teams flows right through Davis Alexander. And even though he didn't have any advice to offer Alexander today, the one thing that Bo Levi Mitchell said this week is he has infectious belief, because Bo Levi Mitchell knows what it's like to win when you're that young in your career. Bo Levi Mitchell went 12-1. Davis Alexander has gone 12-0. And if you want an example of that infectious belief, let's go back to that third quarter. Last weekend, East semifinal. What was it? Winnipeg erased a 19-point deficit, and then all of a sudden, it was this man right here, Davis Alexander, and his energy right to Austin Mack, helps get a touchdown, and then your defense really sustains the lead for you. But today is different. How does today feel?
Today feels like us against the world. You know, we're here in a hostile environment. They got a blackout. They're going to bring the energy. We're going to match it and let the best team win.
In terms of energy, this crowd can get on top of you, and that defense could get on top of you. We talked about managing emotions. How important is it going to be to actually have a fast start and make sure you carry that momentum through?
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to start off fast, but if we don't, we don't. It's no problem to us. We've been through a lot this year. We've been through a lot of adversity. We're built for this moment, and like I said, let the best team win.
Good luck.
Merci beaucoup.
Now, emotion. Let's talk about that very quickly, because when you're around this stadium, you can feel it in the streets around Hamilton Stadium. They put signs out on the lawns this week that say Oski Wee Wee. Disappointment, expectation, and hope have been in this city after 25 years without a Grey Cup. And it actually helped me remember something that Reggie Stubblefield said earlier this week. He was talking to Ted Gavaya early this season, and Gavaya said to Stubblefield there was a reason why he put so many Grey Cup winners into so many specific skilled positions on this team. And the late Ted Gavaya asked Reggie Stubblefield, is this team going to be ready to kind of accept that challenge and pressure of trying to win a Grey Cup in this city? Well, Reggie Stubblefield told me this week, I want that pressure on my shoulders, Kate. I want to win for Hamilton. Buckle up, guys.
What a story it would be, but it all comes down to this QB matchup today between Davis Alexander and Bo Levi Mitchell. Davis Alexander, 12-0 as a CFL starter. He finished hitting a season-high 384 yards in that Eastern semifinal that would go along with 2 touchdowns. And he also holds a 2-game career edge over Bo Levi Mitchell, but he did not play in the 2 games this season. That was, of course, in 2024. Look, all eyes are on the QBs, but I think you have to look at Bo a little bit more in this one today, in my opinion. And the veteran QB, he's trying to prove something here. Milt, it's amazing. We were talking about this before the show. It's amazing. 2 years ago in that Eastern semifinal, he was sat down. And now he's the leader of the league. And now he's got a chance to take Hamilton back to the Grey Cup. It's come full circle for him. But I think there's a little more added pressure pressure on him today.
Without a doubt. And I'm joking when I say this, but I'm serious. But I think Bo's mindset going into this game is, I can't be on the panel for the Grey Cup again this year. You know, this will be 5 straight years. And he looks at Davis Alexander and he says, that was me in 2014. They showed those stats. That was Bo in 2014. He started off his career 11-1. But how he finished it that year, he won the Grey Cup. So he's trying to prevent Davis Alexander from having that opportunity. And for him to do that, he has to play better in the postseason. And you look at Bo, he hadn't played well in the postseason since 2018 in Calgary when they won the Grey Cup. 2019, they lost in the West Semi. He was 12 of 28 for 116 yards. 2021, they lost in the West Semi. 2022, he didn't play because they had Jake Mayer. 2023, he didn't play because Matthew Schiltz. In 2024, they didn't make it. So he has to come out and play a lot better than what he's played in the past.
Yeah. When you look at Davis Alexander on the other side, he's stepping up big time. I mean, it's just fascinating to watch this young man mature right in front of our eyes. And it was awesome to see last week because it wasn't a perfect game, right? This team went back. They let the BC Lions come back, and it was, the BC Lions come back. They came back. And they didn't panic at all. And Davis Alexander just carried this team. They put him on his back, and he was able to come back. And that's what I really wanted to see from him. Obviously, he's got a plethora of weapons around him. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop him, and that's what I want to see. So you see Rambo stepping up. You see Mac obviously stepping up as well. But the main guy, and we see by the amount of targets he had, was Tyson Philpott. And he is going to be coming in and ready. But at the end of the day, this man right here that you see on the screen is who this team goes through for this team to win. And he is going to bring the energy tonight as well.
I want to walk back here. I want to show you guys Tyson Philpott. Last week, this Alouettes offense is almost setting you up with the quick game. You saw the first 4 targets last week were all quick game Tyson Philpott. And you watch right now, he lines up to the wide side of the field. And for, most of the time with the wide side is a guy you don't use that often. In this case, he's the focal guy in this offense. Every time he sees off coverage, he's looking. He has this, Davis Alexander has it in the offense that he has the ability to check to a quick play, a quick hitch, or a quick screen. If he sees off coverage, there it is tagged with a run play. Right there, you saw that quick hitch, you saw off coverage, and there it went. Again, same thing. This, you see right there, 33, he's involved in the run game. He knows he's got one-on-one at the top of the field, 8-yard cushion. I'm going to go to my best receiver, who's great at yak yards. Winnipeg did a pretty good job of getting him on the ground, but they want that matchup all night long with Tyson Philpott. Anytime he's got space here, we got 3-on-2. There's only 2 low guys. There's the other guy next to him, 6, is actually a low guy. Those 2 guys are low. They got 3-on-2. We got him outmanned to block right here. Now it's going to be Tyson Philpott using his legs. He was a running back as a young kid. He's good run after catch, and he'll do that again tonight. He's a bigger body. Here we go. Same thing. Now they got 3 backs in the game. Max protection. We dink and dive you to death. Now we're going to hit you with a deep shot, but will Max protect? They have 3 running backs in the game who stay in to protect, get Tyson on a deep shot. They want to get Tyson Philpott, get him the ball quick because he's excellent like that. That's part of their running game is quick plays, and then they set you up with the deep shots down the field.
You know what's funny? See, when we think of Philpott, though, we think about those deep shots, and you're right. Those quick slants sometimes and getting those yaks, too, that was so critically important in the last game. And it'll be interesting to see how Hamilton counters on the defensive side for that today with his thoughts.
Moxie, yeah, exactly.
You're right, exactly. With his thoughts on the Eastern final that sent it down the hall, it's Paul LaPolice.
Coach's playbook for the finals this week. I went back and watched Montreal play Hamilton this season. And let's start with Montreal. The hardest part of playing this defense in Noel Thorpe, when I used to be an offensive coordinator, what was difficult for me is you always had to make sure you have every answer for blitz. He's going to blitz you when you get in rhythm as an offense. He's going to blitz you when you cross the 50. He's going to blitz you in certain scenarios that he wants to add pressure. Take a look at this picture right here. Here's 5 guys. You call this levels cover 0. Why? Because they're all at 9 yards off. They're covering the 5 guys, 6 protectors, 7 rushers. So the quarterback has the threat of an extra player coming. He's now got to recognize that, get the ball out accurately, and see where the hot player is, the extra player, the free player. Looking in this picture, the free player is coming a little bit of depth. The back's trying to slide across to take the will linebacker, but you got to throw through that as a quarterback. Not the easiest thing to do. Here's another one. This is a run play. This is 1st and 10. They're running what's called a power play. But look how many guys are standing trying to stop the run to force you to do something else. So Hamilton has to have built into all their runs these little screens on the outside because you have space. Tim White gets a big play there. And again, sometimes, see Tyrese Beverett at the edge, he drops out. He showed blitz and then dropped out to a zone. Quarterbacks have to recognize it. Bo is great at that, sees that zone, throws the ball on the outside. And again, when you get close, here's what Noel's going to do. And this Montreal defense, you got 2 guys in coverage. You got 6 guys standing up for the rushes. You got 1 free guy. This space in the middle of the field is the problem for DBs. They have to play inside leverage. Tim White gets the out-breaking route. Good call. Max protection. Throw the ball on the perimeter. Now, for the Montreal Alouettes, big thing for them. Last week, 5 explosive plays, 5 30-plus pass plays en route to over 500 yards of offense. But the Hamilton Tiger Cats defense is the best in the Canadian Football League at pass defense on deep throws. They've only given up 6 touchdowns all season, but the biggest stat, they have 12 interceptions on people trying to throw the deep ball. You heard Davis Alexander talk about it this week. We have to protect the football. They need to protect the football to get their first win in 55 years in Hamilton in an Eastern Final. Can't wait to watch it.
Nor can we. Lapo today marking the 40th Eastern Final appearance for the Tiger Cats. They have history on their side, too. Hamilton has won 8 of the last 11 meetings. Claire Hanna standing by after this.
Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. I feel so free when you're with me, baby. Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
What a performance by this guy last week. Stevie Scott, 18 carries, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Davis Alexander saying after, he's a monster. He turned into a monster, and his confidence is only growing and growing, kind of like the rest of our team. You got to like it. Speaking of the running game, Rough Rider fans hoping to see a monster performance from one A.J. Ouellette today. Well, it is a game-time decision for one James Butler. Of course, that game coming up after the Tiger Cats and the Alouettes as we take a look at the head-to-head of the Western Western final between the BC Lions and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. This season, Saski pulling out 2 victories to BC's just 1. This is the first time that these franchises have met in a West final since 2004 when BC won by 2 points in OT. BC, by the way, still riding that 7-game winning streak heading into this one as we now head to Regina. And my goodness, Claire Hanna, I got to tell you, Matthew Shinetti looks very comfortable in Hamilton right now. You look absolutely freezing.
Cold in Regina in November? Groundbreaking stuff, Kate. But it's expected to be about -12 come kickoff with the wind chill, and a bit later it could get down to -15. And you know what? That is going to make the run game in this matchup between the Riders and the Lions instrumental. But when it comes to the BC Lions, James Butler is still a game-time decision. Now, he played last week in the West Semi against Calgary. We'll find out a bit more on him later, but he was 3rd overall in CFL rushing yards this season, so it would be a big loss to the BC Lions. Now, for BC and Nathan Rourke, this is a revenge game. They lost to Saskatchewan in last year's West semifinal, but it's the 2022 West final that Nathan Rourke says stands out. He said it was hard to get over, but those matchups in the past have proved to be helpful for him to prepare for this game mentally. Now, when it comes to the Saskatchewan Roughriders, this is the first time since 1976 that they finished 1st overall in the CFL standings, and this is a confident group. They led the CFL West Division with 10 All-Stars, including receiver Keyshawn Johnson. Now, he was 4th overall in the CFL with receiving yards, but he will not be suiting up in today's game. Now, quarterback Trevor Harris says all season they've had receivers step in for people who are injured. They've set a standard, they've set a culture, and that's not going to change with Johnson out of the lineup. Now, looking at these 2 quarterbacks, they're really at different points in their career. Harris is 39 years old, Nathan Rourke is 27, and Harris says playing in this West final is a pinch-me moment. Now, he won 2 Grey Cups early in his career, but he says it's a rare opportunity to get this chance to play, to possibly be in a Grey Cup. And for both of these teams, the drought for a Grey Cup has been long. Saskatchewan has not played for one since 2013. BC has not played for one since 2011. And with the Blue Bombers out of the picture, you're going to see some fresh blood in Winnipeg in the Grey Cup for the first time in a long time.
This is how much I adore Claire Hanna, by the way. So she pops up on the screen. She's like, can you see my breath? And I'm like, what is it? She's like, that's about -8. And I'm like, oh, -8. She's like, it's not that bad. I mean, how cold has it been? I'm like -34, I think. She's like, see, most positive human being on the planet, just doing a fantastic job as per usual. And, you know, it'll be really interesting to watch Nathan Rourke in this game today. He's used to these cozy confines of BC plays. Look, I still think he can do it. But it's interesting watching him in that Western semifinal. It wasn't statistically the most dramatic game we've seen from Nathan, but he got it done when it mattered the most, and that's the kind of QB you certainly want.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the leader of that team, and he just comes up big in the moments that he needs to step up in. I mean, he does what he needs to do at the right times. You saw at the end of the game, he was so clutch, finding Justin McInnes, a 100,000-yard receiver, at the end of the game to set up Sean White for the game-winning field goal. But Nathan Rourke is their guy. He's going to need to stay upright, because let's think about the last game of the regular season when they played the Saskatchewan Roughriders. This is a team that was shorthanded in the Riders that didn't mean anything to them, but it was a little kind of tight. So if you're Amar Doman and the rest of the fans in BC, you're a little concerned because of what you saw. So if there's anything similar that happens with that Saskatchewan defense who gave a league low 22.7 points per game, you got to have a little bit of concern. So Nathan's going to have to step up when it comes to stats and yards. This is a big game for him.
Yeah, a little bit of concern. I watched that film last week, and I watched the interior of his offensive line. And those guys in Calgary, give credit to Brown and Hutchins, they absolutely dominated inside. It was probably one of the most lopsided matchups I've seen with a D-line and an interior offensive line. That concerned me. And so, for me, the key, Nathan's the key, but can he keep upright? Can they keep him upright? What are they going to do, and how are they going to handle that? Because you got Big Micah, you got Mike Rose, you got Micah Johnson, you got some guys, and they're, just as important, they're rested. So they're rested, you got the home crowd, you're not in the confines of that dome. So for me, that's going to be the key. And when you look at Sask's defense, they play more zone than anybody else. So what's that mean? They're going to rush the passer. All eyes are going to be on Nathan, looking to jump routes, make plays. If he has to get the ball out quick, and those guys are sitting on routes.
What's that guy's name again? I got about 6 picks over there.
Yeah, Roland Milligan and
Campbell.
Yeah, so that's the key to me. Figure out a way to protect Nathan and so you can get the ball down the field to McKinnis and Hatcher.
Well, one offensive line, there's no concern. That's the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Three All-Stars. They're playing well, and they have a great quarterback there, and Trevor Harris. And they asked Trevor Harris this week, asked him about Nathan Rourke, and his exact words, child, please. Let's talk about, no, he didn't say that, but let's talk about my team. Let's talk about Trevor Harris, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And if I'm his teammate, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear my quarterback. He's fiery. He's concerned about him. And Trevor Harris is 39, and he has 2 Grey Cups, but he wasn't the man when they won those Grey Cups. The one Grey Cup he started in 2018, of course, they lost that game, and time is running out. And I know how it feels to play a long time and have no Grey Cups, and I'm sure he's going through that now. So he's at a point in his career where he's saying, time is running out. I need to get this done. This is my best opportunity. One game, we're in the Grey Cup. I can win that. So let's see what he does in this game, because this is an exciting opportunity.
And you were talking about age in the cold as well, too. I mean, not that he's been great, too. But when it's a little chilly and you're getting, I'm sure you could still play in it, Milt, to be quite honest with you. But
I don't want to play in it.
He doesn't want to play in it. That's why he left. But by the way, when you've been in the league as long as Trevor Harris, you get your own wing in the CFL AI offices. Let's start by taking a look back at the Riders' QB playoff history. It was 2018. In the Eastern Final, he had an incredible performance, 6 passing TDs. And then as a member of the Double E in 2019, he recorded 22 straight completions against the Alouettes in the Eastern Semi. And overall, he boasts an impressive 73.4 career completion percentage with his keys to the Western Final. Here is Lapo.
For the BC Lions, led the Canadian Football League in explosive plays, big plays, 63 of them. Why is that important? Because you're 5 times more likely to score a touchdown when a drive has a big play. BC did it all season long, running, passing, Nathan's legs. There's a lot of great things to see about what they do offensively. Here's a simple little thing. Watch his feet. He knows quickly when I can't get to my first of my progression, I'm finding the next one. This is what you need from your quarterback to keep the ball. Don't hold on to the football. They've given up the fewest sacks in the Canadian Football League. Right here, he sees the linebackers drop out to his right where he's looking. He starts to scramble. Sees a defender right in his face. Aiden Eberhardt's right there for the check down. That's an amazing play for him. 2nd and 8. The thing the BC Lions did last week, they used their legs. This is the biggest play of the game, a 44-yard run. Calgary Stampeders did a good job last week eliminating big plays. That's the only one that happened. So the hard part is when you got them all covered, Nathan Rourke can still hurt you with his legs. He averaged 10 yards rushing per carry last season. So that's the hard part for him. You can even see it in the run game. They're reading the defensive end, and they have what's called an escort. The receiver goes around, Nathan pulls the ball. When the end crashes, easy touchdown. And again, this is what you're worried about. Beautiful location, beautiful throw, 3 seconds left, walk-off field goal for the win for the BC Lions. Now, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, when I went back and watched their game, week 6, big win for them, 33-27 over the BC Lions. Trevor Harris pulled out the big plays himself. And how do they do it? They do it using what's called double moves. Big double moves. Sometimes like, how does Sam Emulus get this wide open for this huge play? Well, it's utilizing and understanding that defenders are going to drive the first route that shows up after 12 yards. They're starting to run a dig, and here comes the safety driving the dig to make a play. Then you go over his head on the double move. Great protection and throw on the dig on the inside. Here's a max protection. Watch Trevor right here. Pretends he's throwing it. And here's another double move on a sluggo to Dante Myers. Amazing play for them. So the Saskatchewan Roughriders can counter that. Now, the interesting thing about this, these two teams, the last time they faced each other was 2007. I was on the coaching staff of the Saskatchewan Roughriders in 2007. We went to the BC Lions. There were 30,000 people. The thing we worked on all week is crowd noise. That's going to be really important for the BC Lions this week going into Ryderville and trying to face that loud crowd. They're going to need to make some plays early to quiet the crowd, and they're going to have to use their silent cadence. I cannot wait for this football game.
Lapo is fired up. Greg Bell coming off a great regular season, 5.6 rushing yards per attempt, tied for second in the CFL, and a stellar performance against Montreal in Week 14, a career high 156 yards.
We've had a lot of reports of time thieves lately.
I was going for a jog when suddenly this internet troll stole my whole afternoon.
We're doing our best to stop this time wave, but it's up to all of us to stop these time thieves.
1, 2, 3, 4. Levi slings it like a cannonball in the sky. Oh my. Kenny Lawler catches dreams and leaves defenders asking why. Oh why. Oh why. Julian Hauser crushes QBs in the blink of an eye. Oh my. And Stavros snags a pick like a thief on the fly. It's mine. Oh, Tiger Cats. Hear the roar. Tonight. We fight. Ride. Never back down. Black and gold pride runs through this town.
The Screen Award already arrived for Javid because that was simply incredible as we welcome in Dustin Nielsen and Dwayne Ford. And I know the two of you are die-hard Hamilton fans just like myself. And my favorite song in that entire musical was My Shot. And today, gentlemen, it is a shot for the Hamilton Tiger Cats to prove that these odds makers are incorrect because they are dogs at home today.
They are the underdogs, right? Isn't that? It's a musical, right? It is kind of weird, though. They're a first-place team. They're at home, and they've been going back and forth between 3-point dogs, 2.5-point dogs. Little bit of disrespect, but also, and they really haven't played these Montreal Alouettes, have they?
Yeah, I think this has been a year, maybe more than any other, that your record against a team can be either relevant or irrelevant, depending on when you played them and who that opposition happened to have available. We talk all the time about Montreal and Davis Alexander having been out of the lineup, what their record has been with him, obviously his success versus their struggles without him. But there were lots of other injuries that Montreal dealt with over the course of this season on both sides of the ball. So the Montreal team that you see now is a very different team than what you've seen all season, whereas Hamilton's been a team that I would say has been very fortunate from an injury point of view, that you have a pretty good idea what they are. And obviously at 11-7 in first place, they're a terrific football team, so it's not taking anything away from them. But I think it's more noting that the Montreal team that you saw in the final third in the season is a more true indication of what the Alouettes are.
Yeah, Hamilton with 3 1,000-yard receivers. All of them played every single game. And a quick note on Greg Bell, his best game ever in his career for the Ticats at running back was against the Montreal Alouettes. Kate?
Gentlemen, let's flashback, November 23rd, 2014, the Eastern Final, one of the loudest days at Hamilton Stadium. And one Brandon Banks was on a completely different planet. He returned 2 punts for touchdowns, one for 93 yards, another for 88, electrifying the home crowd and breaking the game absolutely wide open. Hamilton defeated Montreal to win the East Division title and advance to the 102nd Grey Cup. Time for our anytime touchdown picks in the Eastern Final. Enoch, who do you like today?
Kate, I'm going to go with the guy who runs the show in Montreal. It's going to be Davis Alexander. This man, he just seems to come up big when this team needs him, and I don't think it's going to be any different tonight. He's going to put his team on his back. Yep. He's going to get a touchdown tonight.
Okay, I'm going to go with the guy that he's handing the ball to, Stevie Scott. You saw it last week.
I like it.
He brought a physical presence to that team. We know about their quick passing game, what they do. I think Stevie Scott. Tice is also coming back. 2 running backs, I think they both get involved, and that'll bring that physical presence to this Alouettes team.
I like both of you guys' picks, but I'm going to go with the man. In the playoffs, it's big-time players making big-time plays, and maybe the best big-time player is Kenny Lawler. There's no other like him. He can contort his body. Bo Levi Mitchell is going to give him plenty of opportunities to score touchdowns, regardless if he's single, double, or triple coverage. Kenny Lawler's that guy, and he's going to score a touchdown.
I'm going to stay with the receivers, and I am going to go with one Tyson Philpott. Very Montreal heavy for these TD picks, by the way. And the reason I'm picking him? Because he loves playing big games in this stadium. We know he had that TD reception, so I think he's going to find the end zone once again. As we recap these picks, so Enoch, you like Davis Alexander. Chezzy, you like Stevie Scott III. Meanwhile, of course, Milt has to stick with the receiver. He's got Kenny Lawler, and I like the one and only Tyson Philpott. With his thoughts on the game, let's get over to Luke Wilson.
As everybody knows, this man is yet to lose a start in the CFL. And honestly, to me, the offense seems unstoppable because they can beat you in so many different ways. And you got to give some flowers to Jason Moss, who's calling the plays over there. Because honestly, it becomes a work of art when Davis Alexander's at the helm. And you look at last week, we buzzed some film, but look at these stats from last week. I mean, this is ridiculous. Davis Alexander throws for 384 and a touchdown. Also ran for 32 and a rush shoot TD. Stevie Scott III with 133 and 2 tutties, and you've got Tyson Philpott with 135 and a tutty. It's insanely balanced. And now we're going to go to some of the film and why I say it's like a work of art how these things go. So we're going to go here early in the game. We're going to watch this here, and I want you to watch the right guard Ventrelli here. Watch this effort here, okay? Look at him, look at him. Running his feet late, still trying to finish, pushing his guy in the end zone. Again, give this guy some flowers here. You see him climb up. He's running, he's fighting. Stevie Scott III comes through. We're still fighting. This is the type of offensive line play you want and you love. So this run game was clearly working all game. But this is what makes them so challenging. We'll go to this next clip here and re-roll it. I want to show you something here that makes it very, very tough to defend. So every single lineman and the running back and what's playing fullback at the time, they're all running a run play. In their head, they are run. This is not an RPO. Okay, but on the top side here, you've got a wide receiver screen up top. It's 2nd and 5, and Davis Alexander sees, hey, they're off. I like this matchup. While everybody's playing this run game, I'm just going to abort and throw the wide receiver screen. We get a first down to Philpott. He's great this. He's physical. He catches the ball well. Now we're going to go to the next play. Once again, you're watching this. Every single person in here is running a run. But Davis Alexander says, you guys want to play this far off? No problem. No problem. Another wide receiver screen, this time to Mack. We get up, great blocks, here we go. And it's a first down. So now, put yourself in this mentality. Okay, they're killing us in the run. They're killing us with these underneath things, these wide receiver screens. We can't tell if it's a run or a pass. So now what makes this so tough as a defender is what I want you to watch in this next clip, which is about to be a shot, is I'm going to highlight him. This is Philpott underneath here. He's wearing number 6. So as he goes underneath, we've seen all these underneath throws. You're going to see the eyes of these guys looking at Philpott. Hey, we've been getting nickel and dimed by this stuff all day. So that split second where they're got their eyes in a bad place, Davis Alexander takes advantage, and you'll see this on the end zone cut. It's a big play to Mack here, and he's got the ability to do it. So again, once you see this, we're going to rewind it a bit, and Davis Alexander, it's just a bit of a pump fake as you're watching here. Ready? You see Philpott go off the right of your screen, and I said eyes. Everybody's eyes were looking this way, and now all of a sudden Mac is going to go right up the sideline, and it's great throw here because he's got a big arm, and it's an unbelievable catch. And this, to me, is what makes it so difficult when you can throw the ball over people's heads, when you can run the ball efficiently because you got a great offensive line, and when you can hit those intermediate throws, even if there is a run play called and get big yards. How do you stop this offense? Hamilton right now, my best guess for them would be try and take one thing away, maybe the run game, maybe the shots over the top, and hope for the best, because this man is yet to lose a game in the CFL.
He has been spectacular. Speaking of spectacular, a special rookie campaign for the Canadian Devin Veresuk. He was great against Montreal, 12 defensive tackles and 1 interception in the season series. Winnipeg awaiting the winners of today's game. All set for the 112th Grey Cup at Princess Auto Stadium. Announced this week it is fully sold out, and it gets even better. The guys from Overdrive will be in the Peg on Thursday and on Friday. So we go east to west after the Tiger Cats and the Alouettes. The red-hot BC Lions are in Regina to face the Rough Riders. Kickoff just after 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. A.J. Allen is certainly hoping his regular season success, where he recorded a career-high 87 defensive tackles, transfers into today's Western Final. While Allen's game is fast and physical, it is also calculated and methodical, similar to a hobby he has developed an affinity for.
I feel like I'm a very patient person.
What a great story. A.J. Allen, who paid his dues on the special teams.
A.J.'s calculated. A.J. plays the game so calmly. The game within the game, the chess match.
It is important to move correctly, not just quickly.
For him to make some of the plays that he's making, especially in like clutch moments.
A great play by A.J. Allen makes the big play of the game to end it.
I think I'm made for this.
You see his feet move like with every thought.
Where am I defended? Where am I not defended? How am I able to execute the next move, the next play?
A.J. Allen hustles over to make the hit.
Leads him to the big plays.
A.J. Allen with a big play.
Once he processes and calculates everything and lines it up, boom, checkmate.
In his first season starting at linebacker, Canadian A.J. Allen has been dominating on the field for the Riders. But he's also been dominating off of it.
Checkmate in, what was that, 10 moves? No rematches. This game is just something I picked up and I love to learn about. I'm a nerd, I love learning. 12 moves, checkmate.
See AJ looking at his phone, headphones in, looked very focused and concentrated. I was like, what are you doing? Dude, I'm just getting mentally prepared.
Playing football is a lot similar to playing a game of chess. Every opponent is different. You play? Won't play right now? Found out that he was playing chess, and I was like, okay, let me get a piece of that. You know, let me get a piece of that, AJ. I think we played like 4 or 5 games. I won all of them. You know, he stinks.
Just like, oh, dude, we should play sometime. And then he showed me like his score. Oh, no, God, no.
Trying to find ways to get better every day. That's the goal and dream of it, man.
So, AJ, to get you ready for the playoffs, we brought in the Queen City Chess Club to play you in a series of matches.
What?
That's right, and each kid comes with a varying degree of difficulty, some vastly superior to you.
Pray for me.
Hello, my name's Eric.
What's your rating?
1,000.
What is your rating?
I'm only 1,300.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. How long have you been playing chess for? Ready to play?
I think the bishop and knight are wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that.
This game is going to end very soon. Yeah, he's better, and he's only 11. It's horrifying.
You should ask him if there's a number 67 on his team. I think there's mate in 2 now.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Is that me?
That's me.
No, you can block with your rook, but then it's mate.
It's
It's me either way.
Mate. Great game.
You played really well.
After 3 matches, the kids are up 2 games to 1.
What's your favorite breakfast meal?
I love eggs.
What is your favorite type of cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch by far.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Snack.
Those yogurt bars, not much of a snack.
I want some yogurt bars right now.
What's your favorite?
I'm hungry.
We were born April 14th.
I'm born April 14th.
What are the odds? What are you? No way. Me too.
Are we going to play a chess match here, guys?
I go first. It's really fun to watch. It's right there. Bro, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I did not play it out correctly.
Yeah, it's gonna end. No! Yeah, he missed the missed mate in 1.
I didn't have mate in 1 though, because he had an escape and I couldn't get there.
Do you have video footage? We need to prove it, guys.
Otherwise, I would have did
I
it.
bet my life.
Your life?
On it. I bet my life on it, guys.
You're only 11. Good game, boys. Good game,
Nice
boys.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
My name's Ian.
And you are rated?
1540.
1540, 1550.
Yeah.
Basically 1600 if you round up.
Yeah.
How'd you get so good? Just by playing all the time? You ready to play?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be a great game.
It's my best game so far.
I think you made a little oopsie, but you didn't really see it, so it's fine. I'm not gonna make this same mistake again, so I'm just gonna check.
Oh. Just take it, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, he's up like 6 points.
He's up by 12 points.
There you go.
Oh, you're in check, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, discover checkmate.
Oh.
Brilliant sacrifice queen.
Brilliant.
I think maybe
That's mate. It's mate.
That's mate. Yeah.
Discover checkmate. Brilliant
Well done.
queen sacrifice.
You know, I'm a chess teacher, so.
You are?
Yeah.
I'm gonna induct in your course. As long as I learn from this. Proud of myself today.
Alan loves chess, and guess what? The guys do too. This is actually what they do during the commercial break.
Carry the 1.
Checkmate. I told you.
Get Black Friday prices now at The Brick. 65% off genuine leather and reclining sofas when you buy the matching love seat or chair. And if you find a lower price, including Black Friday and Boxing Day, we'll refund you the difference. The Brick, saving you more.
Step into Nespresso's atelier, where exceptional coffee turns into perfect gifts. This festive season, there's magic in the making. Nespresso.
Wouldn't life be great if you didn't have to wait to upsize for your dream retirement? Invest with Fidelity, and reaching your goals may just take less time than you think.
The show, well, taking a look at the head of the class, Bo Levi Mitchell, 3,676 more passing yards in 7th place Trevor Harris over the last 2 seasons. And in 2025, 5,296 plus passing yards, incredible with that 36 TD, the fastest QB to reach 100 wins as a starting QB. We will talk more about the QB, Bo Levi Mitchell, in just a minute with our insider, Dave Naylor. But Dave, we have to begin with the biggest story of the week in the CFL, and that involved one Ryan Dinwiddie and the Toronto Argonauts. Ryan saying goodbye to the Argos, saying hello to the Ottawa Red Blacks, and now the Argonauts looking for a new head coach.
Yeah, and I believe the Argonauts' pursuit of their next head coach could begin as early as tomorrow, when they would be allowed to ask permission from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to speak to Mike O'Shea. And I expect those conversations to begin with offering him the head coaching opportunity, but it could involve other titles and responsibilities if that's what it takes for the Argos to land O'Shea. I think a couple of other candidates they potentially would like to speak to. One is Kent Austin, of course, very familiar, had an involvement coaching with the Argonauts in the past. He's on the offensive staff at Auburn University, where the head coach Hugh Freeze was recently dismissed. Kent Austin has another year remaining on his contract down there. And Orlando Steinauer, who is the president of football operations with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, obviously has a background in coaching. They can't ask for permission at this time. It's a week after a team has been eliminated, but certainly another person who's very familiar to the Toronto Argonauts that they would have some interest in. But absolutely, their number one candidate is Mike O'Shea. As I say, I expect them to make an aggressive push at O'Shea this week.
Yeah, it'll be certainly interesting to watch over the next few weeks, to say the least. Let's go over to the quarterback situation right now. And I'm sure these guys don't want to talk about it because they're both playing. But when it comes to Bo Levi Mitchell and Trevor Harris, I think a lot of fans are wondering, what is the future for these two?
You know, I talked to Bo Levi Mitchell about this at the start of the season, and he was very much open to the idea that this might be his last campaign in the Canadian Football League. And, of course, he's had a healthy year. He's had a productive year. He's a nominee for Most Outstanding Player, and he hasn't really given it much thought of late, but he is certainly open to still the possibility that this could be his last season at age 35. For Trevor Harris, of course, he's 39. He said he's just focused on the next couple of weeks. But, again, neither player is committed to playing next season. And, Kate, you're talking about guys who've really been stalwarts at the quarterback position for the last 15 years. Combined, they have more than 80,000 passing yards, but still, I think a very much an open question whether either of them will be playing next season. Certainly in the Ticats case, they very much would love to have Bo Levi Mitchell back, the way things have connected with head coach Scott Milanovich in certainly the last couple of seasons.
Talking about a couple seasoned vets, over to Nathan Rourke now. And look, we know that Nathan was very outspoken when it came to the CFL rule changes this season and just his passion for the CFL. But you got to think at some point, too, there'll be interest once again from the NFL. He's certainly that talented. Is there any possibility of Nathan heading south?
I think it's very, very slim. I mean, I think there has been speculation, certainly conversations around that if Nathan Rourke leads them to a Grey Cup, if he is the outstanding player in the Canadian Football League this season at age 27, does he take another run at the National Football League? And I think Nathan Rourke right now is very committed to the BC Lions and the CFL. He's certainly not going to do what he did after the 2022 season when he did a number of workouts for NFL teams, kind of did the circuit and waited for opportunities to pour in. Unless there's a very specific circumstance with some guaranteed money and a team that very much has its sights on opening an opportunity for Nathan Rourke, that would be, I think, the only circumstance he would consider. Very, very strong possibility that he will be committed this offseason to the BC Lions and for the foreseeable future in the Canadian Football League.
Appreciated our insider, Dave Naylor. And Dave, go see a heater because you look absolutely freezing. Tyler Snead, over 1,100 receiving yards during the regular season. Just one catch for 15 last week. We'll see if he can bounce back today.
We stop everything that they do. This is not our landing. Yeah.
DMX One Step 2.0 is ideal under vinyl or laminate floors. Installation is a breeze with user-friendly design and free joining tape and shims to level your floors. You ready to go? Right out of the box. DMX One Step 2.0. No mold, no cold.
Hit it.
We begin our day in Hamilton, where the city is hosting the Eastern Final for the first time since 2019. They welcome the Montreal Alouettes, who are making their 4th straight appearance in the division final. Game 1 of of our doubleheaders. We are officially set for finals Saturday in the CFL. And look, we've been talking about all the QBs, all the stars of this game. But Davis, I just want an X factor in this one today.
I love this X factor right now. I'm gonna have my eyes all over this early, and it's White that's coming in for Moxie in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Philpott had 11 targets last night. He's a huge part. He's on the wide side of the field, so tons of room to work. Let's watch White in his first start against, or stepping in for Moxie.
I'm going to look at the defensive line, and it's going to also impact White in the same way that you're talking about, but you got to put pressure on Davis Alexander as well. Will this defense be able to do that? Yes, they have Hauser, who is a all CFL defensive lineman, and then you got Osai, who they love very much. He's got to step up. That whole D-line's got to step up so that they can make that job a little bit easier for White in the high-pressure game.
Trey Valver was clearly the best special teams returner in the game this year, but the man who was right behind him, in my opinion, Isaiah Wooden Sr. And he only played 14 games this year because of injury, but he still had 3 returns. He is, and maybe in my opinion, maybe one of the fastest guy in this league. When he gets out in open field, you're not catching him. So 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. And Isaiah Wooden is going to make an impact on special teams.
You know, I like what these Tiger Cats are doing, too, coming in. They've got the former players on the field. We saw Simone Lawrence. There he is, bringing in the sledgehammer. And also, too, Davis Alexander mentioned this. This is going to be a really hostile environment for this team today. It is a sold-out crowd at Hamilton Stadium. It's also an all-blackout game, too. You can see the crowd in there. They've already filled in. This should be an absolutely fantastic one. And you know what? The weather, we were talking about it. Well, it may be absolutely freezing in Regina today. This is perfect football weather in the city of Hamilton. We should have been there. Maybe we can still get there. Kickoff just minutes away, but right now we take you to Hamilton Stadium for the Canadian National Anthem.
We're proud to present this evening's honor guards, members of the Argylls and Sutherlands Highlanders of Canada, Princess Louises. Warrant Officer Justin Chaston, CD, Operation Archer, Afghanistan and Operation Impact, Middle East. Sergeant Aaron Pidzamecki, CD, Operation Impact, Middle East. Sergeant James Garrison, Operations Unifier. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able to and remove your hats for the